I got a question for you, um, especially for the forever Trumpers, because I still don't understand it. But can you just please tell me? You can put it in the chat. How exactly, the operative word there is how, okay? How exactly is the new administration going to assist you, especially if you live in low income? Okay? I want you to, I really got to know. I got to know. I got to know. Because as it stands right now, I know many of y'all said, hey, he's speaking my language. He's speaking to my heart. Okay. We broke out here and it's been a struggle. Okay. And we were doing better in your administration back in the day. Right. However, I think people conveniently forget that we were just in a in a global pandemic like 2 years ago. We just came out 2 years. That's it. But I think social media has got people thinking, you know what? Everything if you when you call that we don't have to wear any masks and that the nation is totally open so that the economy is supposed to be all the way together. Well, no, that wasn't going to happen. But Trump made these promises. He made these promises to the American people.
A vote for Trump means your groceries will be cheaper. So many people mention, I go in, so many people mention groceries, that beautiful but simple word, groceries.
Know how tariffs work. Let me just give you a little synopsis. All right. So let's just say China. There's 60% tariffs. That's what he's proposing on China. Okay. All right. If you go to Walmart, you lift up anything, I'm pretty sure it's gonna say made in China. Okay. Okay. So 60% tariff. So let's say it's a television. It's $1,000. Okay. Let's just say. All right. 60% tariffs would be $600. It's automatically taxed onto that. So when it comes off of the container, all right, from China, and before it gets put on Best Buy's truck, all right, Best Buy is going to have to pay that 60% tariff, which is an additional $600. All right. So automatically, before they even put it on a truck, they have paid $1,600 versus $1,000. All right. And they have to make their profit. So that $1,000 TV is probably more than likely going to be about $1,800. And that goes for the sale of cars and anything else that is imported. You got it? Okay, good. 25% tax on Mexico, number one trading. Okay, 25% on Canada. They supply our wood and energy, which they've already threatened to cut off. Because he's been so disrespectful. But if we're looking for more housing to be done, do you really think, since they supply the wood for the housing development, do you really think that developers are getting ready to pay a 25% tax or tariff, same thing, from Mexico in order to build housing units here in the U.S.? Do you really think that you're not going to pay for that? Huh? Do you really think that? If you do, somebody done told you wrong. You had an opportunity to have 3 million new housing units going across the nation, but you didn't want that. You didn't want that at all. So now this is what we've got. And if you think these housing prices are about to come down, be it renting or buying, again, somebody told you wrong again. Somebody explained to me how a billionaire who has always had millions and millions and millions of dollars access and power to it all, coming from his father, right? He's never been to a grocery store. They have house managers for that, right? They don't know anything about a catastrophe if it happens, a hurricane or whatever, because I'm pretty sure they have houses and bunkers underneath their houses. I'm sure it's underneath Mar-a-Lago, but I digress. They are still telling you that in your face, no doubt, that they're going to give these corporations even more of a tax break down to 15%. So we've gone from 35% down to 21% down to 15%. If these corporations and these CEOs and billionaires and millionaires would actually pay their rightful taxes like we have to pay, right? People be nervous with the IRS. Talking about Uncle Sam. He don't look like none of my uncles. But I digress again. So Rupert Murdoch said, and I'm paraphrasing, that if all of these millionaires and billionaires honestly paid their fair taxes of what they're supposed to pay, they didn't have these huge tax breaks, okay? That none of these programs would actually be touched because there would be no need to touch, and the deficit would indeed balance itself to a degree. Now, I'm adding that last part in. That's my part, okay? But I am wise enough to know, and I have been in this world long enough to see when people are not really for you, right? And the other part that Donald Trump spoke to, now let's just be honest and let's just keep it real 100 facts, whatever it is you want, what label you want to put on it today, okay? He also spoke to making it seem like people who don't look like you are coming to take things away from you, right? Right? You probably already feel, I already don't have nothing. So how they gonna take my stuff? They've been taking my stuff. That's why I don't have no job. No, you ain't been out there looking. Hell, even 3 Toes Down, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Sorry. But yeah, 3 Toes Down, Marjorie Taylor Greene, MTG, okay? She even told folks, hey, too many of our young people are killing their bodies and minds on alcohol and drugs, wasting years and money earning useless college degrees, chasing unrealistic dreams, spending all their time trying to be the next YouTuber, content creator, social media influencer, instead of pursuing a useful skill set, trade, education, in order to become a part of our much needed American workforce. Basically, what she was saying is you lazy and you drug addicts and you're wasting your life instead of being a social media content or what creator or not or whatever that you need to be applying for these jobs. What kills me is that these H1 whatever they are, because I'm not familiar with these visas, it seems to me that it's a lot of skilled positions, right? And she mentions that college degrees are useless, but she went to college. I'm confused. And if you want to be an engineer, you think that's just going to happen by osmosis? Snap, I'm an engineer. Girl, 3 Toes Down. Girl, you funny. You need a college degree for that, might I add. It's just so much to unpack. And I just can't do it in one video. But I'm going to go back to my original question. What have they said that's convinced you that it's going to be better for you outside of the fact of keeping homogeny among the races? Getting rid of the ones that are dark and keeping the ones that are fair. Yeah. So outside of that, and you know what underlines that, right? Is hatred and discrimination and racism and all of these things. But outside of that, how is it that they're going to make it better for you? Because as I understand it, they want to do away with what the Republicans have termed Obamacare, because Obama got it through, right? But people are still, even though they're benefiting from it, right, and it is helping them, they still want to be angry because the man looks like he does, especially those in the red states, because the Republicans have always voted not to increase your minimum wage. How long has it been $7.25? And if you happen to live in a state where you say, no, it's $11, you might want to think about that too, especially since the rents across the board, across the nation have skyrocketed as a result of that company called RealPage. Said that Project 2025 was not real. It's looking mighty real to me. And he's putting people in place that will do his bidding because they scared and they little cowards and they little girls with skirts on, and you just don't see them in public, but they got skirts on, okay? And they scared to go against him because I guess they'll feel they'll lose their position or whatever. That is so idiotic. And and if you really, really believed in the almighty, the Christ, and follow Christ like y'all say y'all do, I know I'm segueing, but if you really believe that, then you would automatically know that there would be no weapon that could be formed against you. So there would be nothing that he could absolutely do. But many of you all have dropped the Almighty and picked him up. So I'm going to just tell you right now, whenever you put your faith and all of the responsibilities and whatnot on a human being, you're always going to be disappointed. You're always going to be disappointed, my dear. And I assure you, you are definitely going to be disappointed with this administration. You don't see it now, but you will soon, very soon. So put it in the chat. What policies is Trump going to do, and what does he have for you that's going to lift you up out of poverty? Is he going to raise the minimum wage? If so, when? Because right now I haven't heard not one thing about what they're going to do for the people. And while we, the people that are actually working and making these billionaires their money, that trickle-down economics has never worked ever since Reagan. It's never worked. In fact, all of the manufacturing jobs were transferred out of the country on Reagan's watch. I mean, yet people still say he was the best president. So if you are living in poverty in any shape, form, or fashion, or even if you're not, even if you're middle class, you are about to feel all of this. And I must say that you voted for this. And so just sit back. I'm going to sit back with some popcorn. I already know what to do. I'm Gen X, baby. I know what to do. Okay? But, and I know who to go to. I can't do nothing but giggle. Because you knew better. And you let that darkness and that contriteness in your heart that he was speaking, and all of the separation he was speaking, and that spoke to you. Unfortunately, he has never been for you, and he told you to your face, but I'm not going to go there. What I will do is thank you for watching. My name's Larissa, People's Reporter. I am indeed uncensored, as you see, and you just go ahead and put down there in that comment box how and what policies are in progress or will be in progress, right? Outside of freeing the January 6 people that tore up the tore up the White House and was coming to unalive people, but they Christian. Oh my God, honey, it's just so much. It's just so much. I don't know why I ain't never known for God to be like that. He said he give us three things: love, power, and a sound mind. He didn't never say go and trample over there at the White House and just tear it up. I don't believe he is that God, but I do know what he is. Power to the people. Oh, that's right. The people don't have the power because you gave it away. Good luck. So I'll just say peace.